Hello, online crew, and welcome to today's live where I just want to have a little real, little real, sort of a reality check about what successful people do at this time of year versus maybe the way that you're thinking for this time of year. And I am specifically talking about our industry of home-based businesses. You're an entrepreneur, you're working from home, you're your own boss, that kind of thing. So it's not like you're taking annual leave from a job where potentially you're getting paid for that time and you're just down tools, for 2 or 3 weeks. Hang on, let me get rid of that ding there. So it's a real conversation if you are in a business model of what we sort of talk about here, entrepreneurialism, home-based business, that kind of thing. The average person in this industry will probably down tools probably for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I want to share with you that most of the successful people that I know in this industry, they've already got January planned out. They already know what they're doing next year. They already know what they're doing for the next few weeks. They're already planning and reassessing and reevaluating for 2023. Where are you at with that at the moment? So I just want to give you 3 things to think about. You might want to write these down because this is important, because we need to change the way you think. And I'm hearing it so much already. I really wanted to have this conversation with you because I think it's important to not talk yourself out of things. So what I'm hearing at the moment from people is, it's probably not a right time for them. Everybody's concentrating on Christmas, so I might leave it till after Christmas. They're probably really busy at the moment, like it's just not right timing because of everything that's going on. Like, are these things that you're thinking that's going through your mind regarding talking business with somebody at this time of year? I know it can be a little bit awkward, but here's what I want to share with you. You can talk yourself into anything and you can talk yourself into that. If your language is, I won't bring business, people are busy with Christmas, it's not a good time to approach somebody. That's a very small-minded way of thinking, and it's not somebody who's thinking opportunity. It's not somebody who's a true entrepreneur. It's not somebody who's thinking endless potential when you tell yourself that. When you tell yourself those stories, it's probably not the right time. Everyone's busy with Christmas, not a really good time to build my business. I won't mention it because, I want to have fun and don't really want to have a business discussion, all that kind of stuff. Like, you can talk yourself into that, which then talks you out of mentioning anything about a product you've got or the business you've got. And here's the reality. I've said this so many times in the last few weeks. This is the time where people are evaluating. Yeah, they might be busy with Christmas and wrapping presents and things like that, but people are thinking. People are evaluating the year that was, where it's been this year, the results that they've had, the frustrations that they've had, all the things that have gone wrong this year, and they're evaluating, and they're more open than ever. People are a little bit more social than they normally are during the year. How many of you are a bit of a hermit and, you work from home and you don't really go out much? And, Christmas time is when people have got a little, not for everybody, Christmas isn't necessarily a happy time for everybody. I do acknowledge that. But, some people, they've got more of a spring in their step. They love Christmas. They love mingling with family. You're having, be more social, but also think ahead. So be careful of the language that you tell yourself regarding, people are busy, I won't say that, I won't go there, I don't want to offer my business because it's just not the right timing. That's your words. That's what you're filling your head with. You should never do that. If you're a true entrepreneur and somebody that thinks successful, there's never not a right time. Well, there could be not a right time depending what somebody is going through. But if you think like that, you're already closing the door on your business. Okay, so your thought processes are really important. Now, here's the 3 things that I recommend you concentrate on. Well, grab a pen in a sec and I'll just say, hi, it's Helen Martin here if we haven't met before, and I'm your online crew captain. So this is just a bit of fun for our online crew community of home-based business owners, direct sellers, social sellers, network marketers, and you want to build your business online using modern social media strategies, but you want to do it in a way where you're human before a marketer, like attraction marketing type strategies. But with that, you can't hide behind attraction marketing. You can't hide behind just posting some stuff on your social media and going live and doing stories and whatever and just expect that everybody's going to come to you. Unless you've got a huge network or huge influence, you have to go and talk to people. You have to go and network with people. And this is the most perfect time to do that. People are more willing to have an open conversation. You can get into somebody's messenger and say, hey, how are you? I haven't spoken to you for ages. I hope you have a lovely Christmas and New Year's. You've got an excuse to network with more people. Successful people are grasping these opportunities. Unsuccessful people will do nothing for the next 2 or 3 weeks and then regret it later. Okay. But here's the 3 things that I want to share with you that you really you should be checking in with now. And this is what successful people in this industry do. Okay. Number 1 is your mindset. Absolutely, hands down. And what I was just saying before about the stories you tell yourself at this time of year about whether people are open or not open to listening about what it is that you do, or a conversation where you open it for business or a product or something like that. That's all in your head. So you've got to get rid of that stinking thinking. You've got to get rid of those stories that you tell yourself. You want to be on point. This is where you evaluate. We've talked a lot about that in the last week. I guess this is the time of year where we have these conversations more often than not. Work out, what happened this year, what was good, evaluate that. What do you need to start doing that you haven't been? And what do you need to stop doing that you have been this year and it hasn't worked for you, it hasn't served you well? So work out those things. What do I need to start doing next year that I haven't done this year? What do I need to stop doing next year that I've been doing this year that hasn't worked well for me, it hasn't served me? So evaluate yourself before you go into the new year about the things that you need to change. Because if you don't do that evaluation, we are creatures of habit. We're run by a subconscious. Unless you're aware of the things that you do and don't do that serve you and don't serve you, you will continue in 2023 what you continued this year. Now, be honest with me. Those of you that are listening live or catching the replay, do you want the same results? Have you had a killer year? Have you had great results in your business? Or could you do better? Okay, if you could do better, it's got to start with you. And just know at this time of year, the reason that we have so many opportunities in this business model is that because we've got to be willing to do the things that most people aren't willing to do. Most people will down tools and just drink and eat a lot over the next couple of weeks, leading up to Christmas and just over, Christmas and New Year's and whatever. If you're in this industry and you want to be successful, you need to be planning now and before the end of the year what you're doing in January, what your goals are, mapping that out. Who are you going to talk to? You should be in your messenger for an allocated time of the day, not all day, every day, because that's not what Christmas and New Year's is about. You need downtime. You need to have time with your family. You need to be off your phone when you're with your loved ones. Okay. But at certain times, you should have networking times. Like, it's the easiest time of year to make new connections and reignite connections. And that's where conversations come from about what are you up to? Like, this is the easiest time for you guys to have more conversations. But if you're in that mindset, oh, I can't, or I won't, or I just want to relax or whatever, like, that's not how an entrepreneur works. So you got to balance it. I'm not saying work through Christmas and New Year's all the time. Just still have your little snippets of time, even if that's just having a lot of conversations with a lot of people on social media. And then you put your phone down and you enjoy your family. Okay. But you've got to work out where you sit, evaluating what you need to do next year, what you don't need to do next year. Look into the future. What does 2023 look like? Like, you want to do all of that now. So that's your mindset. It's everything. Okay. It's not Reels. It's not TikTok. It's not Facebook Live. It's not Curiosity Posts. It's not stories. It's you. It's your head. It's where you're headed. All those kind of things. Okay. So number 1 is you. Okay. Number 2, this is the best time. Those of you that work with me closely, you're doing a little bit of this all the time, but really good time of year to clean out your environment. So what I mean by that is go into 2023. This is the best time to actually clear crap out. If you've got a pile of papers near your desk, go through them. If your desk has got, papers all over it, get rid of them, put stuff in the rubbish, go through your email. When you're, I could be sitting in my deck having a glass of wine or a gin or, margarita or something like that, and no one's around. It's just me with my feet up. I could be going through my phone, clearing out my emails. Clear out your emails. Go through your messages. Who do you need to follow up with? Clean out your crap. Clean out your closet. Clean out the corner kitchen cupboard that when you open it, all the Tupperware falls out. You know what I'm talking about? Clean out your environment while you've got some downtime to do that, just little bits at a time. If you look at your whole house, it could be overwhelming to do that. And some of you might be super organized anyway, but I bet you've got a drawer, a clothes drawer or a top kitchen drawer or a papers drawer or some filing you need to do or something like that. Like, clean out your environment to start fresh 2023. Do any of you that have worked with me regarding the word decluttering know what it feels like physically when you start getting rid of some crap in your life? And that includes papers and things that you're hanging on to that you don't need, the things that are cluttering up your house or your kitchen bench or your office or whatever. Get rid of it while you've got a bit of downtime. Clean out your environment and let's have a fresh start for the new year. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, you really want to get into, like, I know there are so many of my friends that are entrepreneurs that have already got January planned out, including myself. My January calendar is already set. We're looking into the rest of the year. Okay, those kind of things you should be doing now. This is what entrepreneurs do. They're looking into the future. They're planning. They're thinking of content. They're thinking of creative ideas. You're reworking your DMO, your daily method of operation. You're reworking your morning routine. The mindset piece, the number 1, you could trial while maybe you're not working as like an ordinary routine. You could start a new morning routine. So by the time you get back into gear, early January, that you've actually got a new morning routine started. So maybe the first 30 minutes of the day, as much as it takes, a week to get used to it, you don't pick up your phone. You just don't for the first 30 minutes. You're doing a bit of exercise and a bit of reading and a bit of visualization and some affirmations and, whatever it is. And your first 30 minutes of your day is for you. Start that now. Like, start some routines and some new habits that can be more of a habit by the time that you get into next year. Start planning out what it is that January looks like. Work out a date. Be very clear with yourself. Okay, this is downtime, but I'm still going to do my non-negotiables every day, which looks like this. That'll take me 30 minutes, but that's what I want to do for my business because I'm an entrepreneur and I can't drop the ball. You don't want to disappear for 2 or 3 weeks completely, from socials or your DMO or things like that. You'll just kick yourself afterwards and then be disappointed, and that's just a vicious circle. So work out, what all of that looks like and set a date. Like, right, I'm back on board on the 3rd of January or the 4th of January or the 5th of January or, whatever that looks like for you. I'm going away, so I'll do my non-negotiable DMOs, but I'm going to be back on deck. Like, set that now. Set that intention now. A lot of you will just roll with the holidays and you'll do a bit here and a bit there and are not really treating it like a proper business. Does that make sense? So, really encouraging you, and this is what all the successful people do around me. They're already planning next year now. They're already reevaluating what they could redo and revisit and create next year. And things that worked well, and they're already working about the things that they're not going to repeat because they didn't work well. So you've got your mindset to check in with, you've got your environment to check in with. Like, use this time to clear out some stuff. It's just so refreshing. If you've never really decluttered before, go and look it up on Google, the benefits of decluttering. It's really beneficial. And, start planning, goal setting, when you're going to start back, routine, those kind of things. Like, do all of that now. Start forecasting now. Work out, get organized, have a content plan for January, even before you get into January. Like, how would that feel? The more organized you get, this is the reality. So I don't know how you operate as a person right now, but the more organized and, vision casting you can do and planning for the future, you will absolutely eliminate overwhelm and stress. I know this to be true in my business. The more organized I am moving forward, the more things just flow. And I don't waste energy wondering about, what am I going to go live about tomorrow? Or what am I going to do next week? And that's that constant last minute stuff when you're, doing socials or live videos or stories or whatever. You always feel like you're chasing your tail. When you're planned out and you're organized, things just flow. And I don't waste any energy on thinking about any of that kind of stuff because I know what I'm doing when. So for you, like even early in January, set a whole week aside and just plan. You could set up the first 6 months of your year like that. And do you know how good that's going to feel? It's like, okay, that's when I'm doing that. And that's what I'm talking about then. Like if you just do live videos once a week or twice a week, you think of 4 topics or 8 topics. And there's your whole month's topics done. All you have to do is sort of craft out what you're going to say. Like when you do that, I can't tell you how freeing that is when you're building a business on socials as well as everything else that you're doing in your life, your family, your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandkids, everything that's going on. So try not to drop the ball at this time of year is what I'm going to say. And the successful people in this industry, they just don't. They're already forecasting for next year. They're getting organized. They're thinking about what they want to do, what they want to stop, all those kind of things. So what's your thoughts around that? Between mindset, cleaning out your environment, and getting organized, like planning out. Do you need to do all those 3 things? Like be honest right about now. And these is one of these things that I know there's going to be a handful of people that watch this and go, yeah, I should do that. And you won't. You should and you won't. And here's the reality of successful people versus non-successful people. Successful people go and do the do. Non-successful people know what they need to do, but they don't actually action it. So I know there'll be some people that watch this video and go, yep, that's what I want to do. I want to be one of those people that's organized, and I want to be one of those people that looks after myself more. I have a morning routine. I want to do that. Yes, I want to clean out my house and I want to clean out all my drawers and my clothes and all those kind of things. So you need to do it. And you'll get to January and you haven't done any of it. Don't be that person. I don't want that for you. So even if it's bite size, even if it's a little thing in each one of these 3 topics that I've mentioned, like make an effort and do the do. Listening to it and knowing that it's a good thing to do is not going to change a damn thing. That doesn't make you become a successful person. Remember, if you really want to be a successful 6, 7, 8-figure earner somewhere along the line, you have to be a person worthy of that kind of income. Lazy people won't get there. Unorganized people won't get there. People with a bad mindset or talking yourself into, oh, it's not the right time of year to, oh, they're probably busy, I won't, whatever. You're just telling yourself a story that's stopping you in your tracks. I'm encouraging you to think big, think open, think positive, think endless opportunities. Be proud of the industry that you're in. Have positioning in what you can offer people. You've probably got products that can help people with their health. You've probably got a business opportunity that can help people make more money. Amazing. Position yourself in the fact that you've got something that can help people. And when you truly believe to your core that you've got something that's amazing for people, you won't be able to shut your mouth. Stand in those shoes. Try to stand in those shoes. Start to grow your posture around this industry and what it is that you do for a living. So you don't tell yourself those stories, oh, it's just not the right time of year. Oh, everybody's busy. Oh, I won't put that out there on my socials. Nobody will see it because, whatever. They're just stories you fill your head with that's negative. So catch that kind of stuff. Have a really high level of awareness of that and go, no, endless possibilities. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of the industry that I'm in. I'm proud of what I can help people with. And I'm going to just continue to talk about it. That's what you want to sit in. Does that sound better than being full of doubts and unorganized and unplanned? What would you rather choose? And, at the end of the day, guys, it's a choice. The way you think is a choice. What you do and don't do is an absolute choice. You got no one to blame but yourself. Said with love. Said with love. Okay? So just checking on a few comments here. Cherie, I think it's fine to talk with people regardless of the holiday. It's chitter chatter. Just start talking to, as I said earlier, it's the perfect time to be able to have conversations with people about nothing really other than Merry Christmas. Hope you have a Happy New Year. What are you guys up to for Christmas? Start a conversation. It's the perfect excuse to get in people's messenger and talk to people that you haven't spoken to in ages. Building a business feels like cutting down a big tree with a penknife. Persistence is the answer. Never quit. And you'll get there. If you keep going with that knife forward, you will get there as long as you never stop. Okay? It's the people that stop and, tell yourself that, it's too hard or it's not the right time of year or whatever. It's the perfect time of year when people are reevaluating. Hey, Laurie. Hey, Benedict. Hey, Denise. Cherie, I can do better. Tonya, I can always do better. Laurie, lots of things I'm leaving behind from this year and lots of things I'm bringing into this next year. So looking forward to it. Love that. Love the way that you're thinking. Drawers. You got lots of drawers that need cleaning out. I think we all do. 2 and 3 for sure. All 3 from Melvet. And Yvette, all 3. I started that today. Already removed some things and reintroduced others. Awesome. Laurie, I had 2 conversations at work today about possibility of having something that could help them. Taking some samples to them on Friday because they were very open. I miss a lot of those opportunities. Boom. There you go. Just chatting with people about opportunities to help somebody be healthier if that's what you're in or whatever business that you do, or the opportunity to earn more income because interest rates are rising around the world everywhere. People are stressed about money. Majorly stressed. And this is where you've got to sit in that positioning of this is a business opportunity. It's not an expense. The subscription, if that's the way your business model works, it's not an expense. It's an investment in a business, and that's the lowest overhead you'll get with any business around the world. Like, how do you absorb this industry and this business that you're in? You might need to check in with your mindset around that because the opportunity for income is amazing for the absolute lowest minimum cost. And if your subscription is for a product, you're actually buying something anyway that's making you healthier if you're in health and wellness. Lots of different examples you can use there. So 1, mindset. 2, your environment. 3, planning, getting organized, look ahead. What day in January are you getting back on track? When are you going to start to put your head down, bum up, like set those plans, set those goals so you can let go over Christmas as well and allow yourself to, have some downtime. It's like, no, these days I'm off. I'll check my messages and see if anyone's responded and I'll say hello to a few people. But as far as business goes, down tools today and be okay with that. But then go come this date, January, I'm back on. Or come this day, a few days after Christmas, but before New Year's. No, I'm on those 2 days. I'm not wasting this opportunity where I can say hello to a lot of people. And I know they're going to say hello back because it's Christmas. Like, this is the perfect time for you to talk to people. Please appreciate that. It's the easiest time for you to bring up a conversation about nothing but Christmas and whatever, and just say, so how are you? What are you up to? What are you doing? And then they'll probably ask you the same thing. And then you can say, I'm growing, XYZ business, and then a conversation might go from there. Okay. So yeah, just this is what successful people do. So include yourself in that. Okay. Rather than making a lot of excuses, getting to January and go, oh, I wasted all that time. Had a good time, but I wasted all that time. So just balance that expectation with being an entrepreneur of not dropping the ball completely, having some things, still going on, knowing that this is a perfect time of year to talk to people in this industry. Okay. And what you do now will set yourself up for January. Absolutely. Okay. So thank you for joining me on my live today. I hope that's helpful. I hope it gives you some food for thought as to what to actually go and do. Please don't listen to this and go, yeah, that's a good idea. I should go and do that. Like, actually sit with those 3 headings and think, okay, when am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? What does that look like? Okay. So I shall see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.